Ahead on 12 News, a Brooklyn Park man's heart-wrenching story.
I was assaulted. I had I got scars on my face. My nose was broke.
And that wasn't the worst of it. We'll take you through his difficult recovery. Plus, we hop aboard for a light rail tour, but see why some elected suburban officials are still not on board with light rail transit. But first, a Plymouth neighborhood on edge after a series of burglaries. 12 News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. Several burglaries in Plymouth are reminding homeowners of some important yet simple steps to keep valuables safe.
The break-ins happened Monday night in a neighborhood west of Chelsea Woods between the 1600 and 1800 blocks of Black Oaks Lane North. As Carissa Wyant reports, the suspects were caught, but neighbors in the area are still a bit shaken up.
Well, this is a pretty quiet neighborhood, and we kind of all watch out for each other, so I'm kind of surprised that something like that would happen in here.
Some residents in this Plymouth neighborhood are surprised to learn about a crime spree that happened in their own backyards Monday night.
I am surprised.
That's how I feel, like you kind of violated our area.
Because I thought it was a safe neighborhood.
A homeowner believed that he heard someone enter his home, didn't actually witness it. We don't believe at this point, but did see them flee the scene.
Calls from homeowners helped Plymouth police capture one juvenile and one adult, currently in jail facing burglary charges.
They are facing some potentially pretty stiff penalties with some felonies.
I think a person needs to be careful no matter where you live.
Neighbors say this type of crime doesn't often happen here.
Well, I'm sad to hear that they've kind of, intruded on a neighborhood that you feel like you're safe.
We watch out for each other very much.
Police call these crimes crimes of opportunity. There could be up to 8 victims. Thieves went into garages and unlocked cars, took wallets, GPS, and other small items.
And obviously securing your doors and windows, particularly on your lower levels during the summer months, becomes important as well.
Residents we spoke with also seem to know how to protect themselves.
Well, I do have a security system, and I always keep things locked.
The garages we check before we go to bed, they're always down. And if I see a neighbor's that's open too late, I'll call them and say, did you want that up?
And police have tips for what to do if you suspect an intruder.
If you can exit your house, you should probably try to do that. If nothing else, secure yourself in a room and certainly call 911 as soon as possible to get us coming.
In Plymouth, Carissa Wyant, 12 News.
Plymouth police say there may be more victims from Monday night's break-ins. They are still sorting out property to make sure it gets back to the rightful owners.
The Hennepin County Sheriff's Office is teaming up with local police to find suspected drug dealers wanted on outstanding arrest warrants. Today, law enforcement got a send-off from a Maple Grove woman whose son died of a heroin overdose.
My wish for you is to go out there and get these horrible people off the streets and away from our young people. I hope you find the man that they called Ray Ray and put him away for life, because he and his fellow drug dealers are killing our kids, and it needs to stop.
Authorities are knocking on doors in search of 155 people wanted on a variety of drug charges. The sheriff's office says heroin is responsible for a record 56 deaths in Hennepin County last year. That's up from just 6 deaths 3 years ago.
If you ask the parents of the 56 people who lost their lives last year as a result of heroin overdose, they will tell you they didn't see it coming. They will tell you, like I said, every single one of them is tragic and every single one of them is preventable.
During the sweep, sheriff's officials say they arrested one of the county's 10 most wanted. He is 28-year-old John Thomas Elzenpeter of Crystal. He was arrested for first-degree sale of meth and marijuana.
Construction will soon begin on a brand new Osseo police station. Groundbreaking for the future facility took place Monday night. It's been a long time coming. Osseo city officials started researching ideas about 3 years ago. In the end, they felt attaching the police station to City Hall was the best, most cost-effective solution.
The whole city campus here that we're standing in is really designed for this, and the property has been, here for a while. So it's good to see that we're building onto it.
Well, it's going to be a great improvement over years of being in our house temporarily for 17 years that has mold and no individual offices. It'll be a new, modern, and safe facility for our police to work out of for many years to come.
The key to the new facility, garage space for the patrol vehicles. Before, vehicles were left outside. The hope is to have the new police station ready to use by late fall or early winter.
In Brooklyn Park, not everyone is on board with the proposed Bottineau light rail line through the Northwest Corridor. This week, Brooklyn Park city officials joined other area leaders for a light rail ride full of questions. Call it a fact-finding mission. At Target Field Station in Minneapolis, city leaders from Brooklyn Park, Robbinsdale, and Golden Valley boarded a light rail train to experience firsthand what it might mean to have light rail in their communities.
It's critical for City Council that we look at safety and make sure that we can do these tours to find out what kind of impact it's going to have on Robbinsdale, both potential negatives and positives.
Leaving the city of Minneapolis and entering the city of Golden Valley.
The proposed Bottineau line would run through Golden Valley, Robbinsdale, and Crystal, and would end in Brooklyn Park near Target's North Campus.
There's a benefit in the fact that people could take the light rail to and from downtown, from Brooklyn Park, but it's going to have a significant impact on the individuals that live in the neighborhood.
That's what a grade crossing sounds like.
With stops along the rail line in Minneapolis, suburban officials on this tour can see and hear for themselves what it means to neighborhoods along the transitway. It's also a chance to ask the questions they might hear from their own constituents.
Is there any study then to say how many people are going to get on a Target North campus and take the train all the way to the end?
In the Northwest Metro, concerns about light rail range from its impact on properties to its proposed route. This ride, among city leaders, is but one leg of the journey.
I personally wanted to see it go down 55 into where, our major area, but I do think this is a 100-year plan, and I do think that we will benefit from it.
The proposed Bottineau rail line still needs federal funding.
It's a busy time for the shops at Arbor Lake. Several new stores are opening up this summer. The corner with Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, and the new Cost Plus World Market is now full. And to make it easier and safer to get around, the shops resurfaced the parking lot, added more parking spaces, and changed the traffic flow. There's a new entrance to the parking lot near Trader Joe's, and the parking spaces are now angled.
We've redesigned this lot. So we've increased the capacity of the lot by about 15%, and then we've also redesigned it just for a safer navigation for our guests.
This month, Cost Plus World Market and Vom Foss, an olive oil store, are opening. Punch Pizza opens on June 23rd, Forever 21 on July 11th. Also coming soon, a store selling kites and games called Air Traffic, as well as a big expansion to the Victoria's Secret store. Coming up, a Brooklyn Park man's difficult recovery after a vicious attack.
It is a story that highlights the lasting effects of frostbite. And then later in sports, highlights from the opening day of the state high school golf tournament.
But first, a cool front kicks in after a warm Wednesday. There is promising news for people fearful of memory loss. A new study shows a substance found in red wine and dark chocolate could improve your memory. According to scientists in charge of the study, the compound Resveratrol may have a protective effect on brain functions. Besides red wine and dark chocolates, it's also found in foods like peanuts and blueberries. The study, published in the Journal of Neuroscience, tested overweight adults with resveratrol supplements. The next step is to conduct large-scale clinical trials. With temperatures in the 70s and 80s this week, thoughts of frostbite are probably the last thing in your mind.
But for one Brooklyn Park man, it's something he has to think about every single day. In today's Health Check, Delane Cleveland examines one frostbite victim's road to recovery.
On December 31st, the Twin Cities was a cold and brutal place. It was a place this frostbite victim being treated at HCMC's burn unit knew all too well.
Walking from a bus stop where the bus never came. As far as I know, I was out for a couple of hours.
At the time, the man with the frostbitten hands wished to remain anonymous.
My nose was broke, and I just felt like it wasn't about my face, it was about my hands.
Go. Come on.
6 months later,
Harder.
we introduce you to Jesse Hoskin of Brooklyn Park.
Go.
I'm getting a little more mobile with my fingers, slowly but surely, but there's still some things I can't do.
Last November, Jesse finished his shift as a chef at a downtown Minneapolis restaurant and took a bus to the Brooklyn Center Transit Station. But he missed his connecting bus and decided to walk home. On the way, he was beaten unconscious, robbed, and left in the cold. When he woke up, he was in the hospital.
I didn't have any money because at that time I was carrying credit cards. So they basically got nothing, did nothing for nothing.
How's it feeling?
It's sore.
And they didn't take his determination either.
All right, squeeze tight.
Since January,
okay,
Jesse has been undergoing rehab with a hand specialist at NovaCare Rehabilitation in Crystal.
It's all about regaining some of your independence and being able to do things on your own again.
Twice a week, hand therapist Kim Jacobson meets with Jesse to put him through a variety of exercises,
That's work.
which focus on helping him gain an increased range of motion, strength, and functional activity.
We work hard in here with the things that he does, so we challenge his gripping, his pinching, his touch, his fine motor coordination. We challenge all of that.
Yet while he has made progress,
All of his fingers have sensory loss.
Jacobson admits that Jesse's full mobility will probably never return.
I don't know that normal will be what it was prior to the injury. I think he'll have a new sense of normal and ability to change and work with that.
Even with the treatment, Jesse still struggles to button his shirt and tie his shoes. But his ultimate goal is to get back to cooking.
The treatment is helping me a lot. And I have the confidence that one day, as you said, I will be in somebody's kitchen again. And that's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, Jesse says his treatment will be ongoing. Meantime, he's gotten several offers from restaurants who say that he'll have a job waiting for him if he ever recovers enough to continue cooking. Mike and Alex?
All right, thanks a lot, Delane. Coming up, the result from years of hard work by student artists.
The first in sports, a red-hot Armstrong baseball team gets set for the state tournament. Jay Wilcox has that and more when we come back.
I'm Jay Wilcox with sports. School is out for most, but the final high school state tournaments are this week. That includes golf, which teed off this morning. This is Taylor Minger of Champlin Park teeing off in Class 3A girls at Bunker Hills. She shoots a 97. Defending co-champ Sarah Burnham of Wayzata with a nice chip on West Course number 5 to set up a birdie. Burnham shoots a 67 to tie for the lead. Maple Grove's Jillian Clausen is just short on the putt here on Bunker's east hole number 5. Senior Clausen taps in for bogey on the way to a round of 85. Wayzata's in the team competition. Jenna Nelson's putt on West 9 is just left, and she taps in and cards an 81. The Trojans are first by 13 strokes after the first day. The boys are still on the course at this taping of 12 News. The Class 2A tournament is down at the ridges of Sand Creek. The girls teeing off first on Tuesday. Breck's girls are in the team field. This is Anna Zumwinkle with a chip on hole number 5. She ties for her team's low score with a 90. Sarah Webb of Breck pars the 6th hole on her way to a round of 91, but Breck is in 8th place after day 1. 3 Providence girls qualified as individuals, including Christina Stanke, who shoots an 82 and is tied for 22nd place. More state golf highlights Wednesday starting at 4 on 12 News. It's state tournament week in Lacrosse. 3 girls teams and 2 boys teams from the area are in the tournament, including the Armstrong Falcon girls. Armstrong meeting Apple Valley in the quarterfinals. Falcons junior Haley Holdall nets a natural hat trick in the first half. That one gives her team a 5-1 lead. But the Eagles cut that lead to 5-4 in the second half. Mari Verbatim, though, answers with a wicked shot and goal for Armstrong. Apple Valley keeps coming, though. Katie Larson slips 2 defenders and scores a nice goal to make it 6-6. After the Eagles take the lead, Verbatim scores from the free position to make it 7-all. But Apple Valley 8th grader Reagan Roloffs makes a run and scores with a high shot for an 8-7 Eagles lead. Armstrong gets a few chances late, but Apple Valley goalie Marissa Gulo stands tall. The Falcons lose this one 8-7. The area's top 2 boys teams met up in a rematch of the regular season finale. Champlin Park and Wayzata facing off in their state quarterfinals. Second quarter, and the Trojans' Amar Batra passes to an open Charlie Shermack for the shot and goal. Wayzata leads it 2-1. Later, Max Stecker gives to Brian Mahout, who comes out from behind the net to score. And Wayzata leads this one 3-1 at halftime. Third quarter, and the Rebels' Gage Monson will pass to Dylan Fettig, who goes to Luke Dahlman for the goal. Nice work here by the Rebels, and they are back to within a goal. But Wayzata holds its lead. Mahout nets his second of the game in the fourth quarter as Wayzata advances to the semifinals with a 5-4 win over Champlin Park. The final spring tournament to get started is baseball. The Armstrong Falcons came on at section time, and they're ready to get started in the 3A tourney. Armstrong is one of 8 teams still standing in Class 3A. They're not taking this trip to the state tournament for granted.
It's something special. It's definitely a dream come true. I know, like, playing all the way up since I was like this tall, all the coaches, all these guys that I've been playing with, we've always talked. You know, the class under me got to go to the World Series for Little League, and never got that experience. So now coming up with these guys and playing in the state tournament, it's really cool.
It's a team that started the season with a lot of new faces in the lineup, and it wasn't smooth sailing all the way. There was a quiet confidence, though.
We knew we would start off pretty slow because we're pretty young, mostly juniors and sophomores, a couple seniors. So we knew it was going to be a tough start, but we battled through it, and we've had success, these guys, throughout the years, coming through the league and traveling.
I'm pumped up about how things have gone. I mean, we started out 1-6, but we slowly started turning our gears going forward.
The Falcons meet Eden Prairie in the first round. A good team to be sure, but not one they fear.
I know nothing about them. I've heard they got pretty good pitching, but I heard they're also beatable, which is good too.
All we know is they're good because they made it, but we made it too, so we can beat anyone in the tournament, so we're not scared of anyone. We'll go out and play whoever we play and see how it goes.
They've played some tough opponents and learned a lot. Now Armstrong's ready for the final exam. Armstrong plays Eden Prairie Thursday at 3 o'clock at Midway Stadium in the Class 3A quarterfinals. So a lot of activity this week, and then it's all done.
Then it's done. That's right. Then the quiet. Thanks, Jay. Still ahead, a grand art finale in Maple Grove.
We'll check out artwork from some budding local artists coming up next.
What does the future of local art look like?
You can get a glimpse of that future tonight at the Maple Grove Art Center.
I want to participate in the art exhibit because I find it kind of difficult for students to find a professional venue to show their work, and it's a very great opportunity and a good resume builder for students looking to become an artist in the future.
Purpose student Katie Hartland is one of the artists who will exhibit her work at the Student Art Show. The Maple Grove Art Center will host student work from North Hennepin Community College as well as Osseo, Maple Grove, and Purpose High Schools. The exhibit will be up until June 26th, and admission is free. They always do pretty good work, too. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We'll see you back here at 4. Community Corner is coming up next.